Good evening, good evening. This is Catherine Gage, KGbeautywithin, also American Independent Beauty Consultant. And tonight I have a very special guest with me, Keesha Britton. She's Robinson, Keesha Robinson.
Yes.
She's my sister in the Lord, and she's a survivor of breast cancer. And tonight we're just gonna do makeup, but also let her tell her story. She has inspired me, and she has inspired so many. And so, in honor of breast cancer awareness, I just wanted to do something special and have Keesha be a part of it.
Thank you so much.
Keesha, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and then we'll start doing the makeover. How long ago was it since you got diagnosed with breast cancer?
It was actually last year, August of 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've been going through this process for a little over a year now.
I know it hasn't been easy.
No, it's been a road. It's been a road. It consists of a lot. It really does. But God has brought me this far, and I know He's not going to leave me. It's almost over.
Almost over.
Almost over.
So when you got diagnosed with the breast cancer, was it a routine checkup or what happened?
Well, this time, actually, I was diagnosed 2 years prior to this, and just had my first mammogram the first time, and they seen that it was I had carcinoma breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And then this time was having some unfamiliar pain in my breast, and went to the doctor, and she thought it was fluid, and would end up being cancer, but in both breasts. Mm-hmm. And this time it was evasive, and it was HER2 positive.
What does that do? What does that
That's
mean?
the name of the cancer.
Oh, that's the name of the cancer.
That's the name of it, yes.
I'm in the medical field, but I wasn't familiar with that. So, when it happened, how did you feel?
Ooh, when they found out, it's a scary. You have so many different emotions that come about. You know, you're scared, and then you don't want to accept it, so you're in denial. And so I actually just took a break, and doctors was calling me, you know, every day. Keesha, come back. We got to deal with this. It's spreading fast, and I just didn't want to hear it. And I went to Lincoln, Nebraska, and spent some time with my daughter, and she had her first baby. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to be there and got my mind off of it, and you know, just kind of took a break from it. And then I finally came back after about 2 months. Mm-hmm. To actually deal with it.
So what was your treatment plan, or what is your treatment plan? What have you done so far?
Oh, at the beginning, I've had reconstruction. I had 6 rounds of intense chemo, which lasted 8 hours. So the worst part is over. I still have a couple more surgeries to go for my reconstruction, but now I do chemo every 4 hours. And so it is not near as bad as it was. And so I have more good days than bad, really.
Did you say 8 hours?
Yes, I had chemo 8 hours the first time.
Oh, my God.
And now I'm down to 4 hours.
Wow.
Yes.
And when you have chemo, I know some people get weak. Did you experience that as well?
Yes, you experience a lot of weakness. You're just sick all the time. I mean, sores in your mouth, infection in your body, and so it was a lot of days when you can't even talk, you know, because your mouth is so sore and you can't eat. And so a lot of times I had to do a mental conversation with my God, you know, to help me get through this. You know, I couldn't actually say anything. I couldn't pray out loud. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it would be a mental thing, and God knows every thought. He knows every tear. And so those things, me knowing God and how powerful He is, helped me get through all that I've been through.
Wow. I know I've heard people say that cancer takes you to a dark space. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It puts you in a very, very dark space. You really can't see what the next day is going to bring. It's like you're just there. No one can help you. You know, my children was right there. My church family, my pastor and first lady, you know, my bishop. Everybody was there, but no one could help you. It was just you and God. And if you don't know God, this is why so many people look so broke down and look so bad, you know. And even though you can't eat, God, you know, a lot of people, I don't know if you're believers or not, but this right here will definitely make you a believer. When God takes you through something that intense and brings you out where you can look back on them days. And you have to say, if it wasn't for God, you know, I mean, it would definitely change your thoughts, change your mentality about life itself. You know, God is it. I mean, he definitely did it. He definitely did it.
Yeah, I know, like, a lot of times, like, you know, we have little things that we go through. My daughter has a mental illness, and I know sometimes I suffer with dark places, even with my daughter, dealing with the mental illness part of it. So this is like, it's different when it's in your body.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, totally different. And when they can't do anything. I mean, the doctors can't help you. It's like, you know, you're just there. You know, I mean, they put this poison in your body, and you have to go home and deal with it.
Wow.
And so after about a week or so, then you'll start feeling better. Just to know that you have to go back for another treatment.
Right.
And so I began to have panic attacks and anxiety attacks because I would start feeling better, and then I know in the next couple of days it's going to all end again, and I'm going to be down and put back in that dark place. And you know, you can have a very strong mind, and it can still break you down. So if you don't know God, this is why, you know, a lot of people don't make it. You know, and sometimes they do know God, and God has a plan for everybody. But if you do know God, it will help and make your road a lot easier, you know, than it would if you don't know Him.
Wow. And so, how did you deal with it with your family? Did you tell them? I know for some people decide that they're not going to tell anyone. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep it to themselves and just pray about it. Did you have a discussion with your family about it?
Well, I went to my first lady, which is my aunt. I told her, and she told my kids. She was telling everybody because I was leaving town, and she was really scared that it was going to take me out.
Oh.
And so she was telling everyone so they can talk to me and to stand and to take care of it and not to allow it to keep going. You know, they did say it was spreading fast, and so, you know, she had already lost like 3 friends due to cancer. And so she just couldn't stand the fact that I wasn't handling it right then and there. And so she told my children, and so I didn't listen to anybody.
How long did it take you? I mean, you said you took a break. So how long did it take you to come back to start getting treatment?
About 2 months.
Wow. It was fastly spreading.
Yes.
And you took 2 months.
Yes.
To get treatment.
Yes.
So you're a miracle within you're a miracle, because if it's fastly spreading and you didn't do anything to stop it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Wow.
So when I had my first surgery, not only was it in both breasts, but it was under both arms in my lymph nodes. And so they wanted to do another surgery. And we put the whole situation in God's hands.
Right.
You know, because doctors are going to do, you know, doctors love money, and sometimes they overthink things, and sometimes they, you know, don't think things through, you know. And so the first thing they want to do is just operate. Everything has to be operate. But, you know, my God was in the midst of this whole process that I've been through. And when he said no surgery, the doctors couldn't do surgery. When he said, okay, it's time, then it was time. So, and all I've had 7 surgeries so far.
7 surgeries?
7 surgeries so far.
Wow.
And still have a couple more to go.
Yeah. One thing I admire about you, Keesha, is you always kept a good attitude. I know you might have had some dark times, but whenever we saw you at church, or whenever I saw you when I was working at the job center, and you would always have a smile on your face, and you'd be like, I just went through a surgery. I'm like, what? No way. And you told me something about how sometimes you didn't lose that much weight during this process.
Right. No, I didn't. I definitely had to stay positive. But through it all, the most weight that I had lost was maybe like between 3 to 5 pounds.
Wow.
At one time. The whole process, I probably lost, in that whole 6 months of chemo, it was under 20 pounds. Wow. And so you never really knew, or you really couldn't tell that I had lost any weight. And that's because God, I'm telling you, was in the midst of it all. He was in the midst of it all. He kept me healthy. He kept me looking pretty. I mean, and even though I was going through the intense chemo, if I didn't tell you that I had breast cancer was going through, you would never know it.
I know that's for a fact, because you be looking good all the time. Every time I see you, got yourself together. I know a couple times you came into the job center, I'm like, wait a minute, where my earrings at? let me put my earrings on, because I mean, you would step in, and your persona would demand attention.
Yes.
And what message would you like to get out to someone that may be going through this now? What would you like to encourage them, or what word would you like to say to them that's facing this right now?
Well, first of all, I would definitely tell that person to get a prayer life. If they don't know God, to definitely find them. Find a good church home where they have some good support. I pray that their families are there for them. I've met a lot of women that didn't have family and was struggling going through things on their own, and you know, those are the ones that my heart really went out to. But know how to pray, know how to talk to God, and keep a positive attitude. And even on the days when it's hard to be positive, you know, it could be a struggle, but through it all, I mean, you know, I found out that Jesus will give you joy in the midst of a storm. You know, and so it'll be that unspeakable joy, you know, that you would have, and people would just be so amazed on how can you still look the way you do, and carry yourself the way you do, and going through as much as you're going through. You know, when you don't complain, God will definitely get you through it.
Help me, Jesus.
He would definitely get you through it. And I had to, I just spoke, and God had gave me a title called Shaken But Not Broken.
Oh, wow.
You know, storms, trials, tribulations, you know, circumstances, you're going to go through. You're going to go through. But we don't have to be broken by these things. God is the way, the truth, and the life. You know, and He will definitely get you through. He will give you strength from out of nowhere. You'll be amazed. You'll be sitting back like, oh, Lord, how did I go through? How did I do? You know, that was Him carrying you. When you can't walk, I mean, and even can't even stand up by yourself, and you'll wonder, how am I standing? He can be that pole for you. I mean, it's just so much, and it's so intense. But if you're actually going through that and you're experiencing those things, you will definitely feel the strength of God. You will feel the strength. And God won't only just help you, but He will help your family members, the one that's caring for you. He will give them things to do, give them different assignments on what you should do. Now, go up there and do that for her, and go and do that. My daughter will go downstairs and begin to pray. And ask God, okay, what can I do? She's not eating, you know, she's going to wither away. She's dying. What can I do? And God will give her things to do to come up, and I will try those things. I'm telling you, He will work in the midst. You would not believe it. You would not believe it.
But I think I remember Caitlin saying something about, was it Caitlin or your other girl? Shanette. She had brought a testimony, and she said she didn't mean to call you stubborn.
The stubborn old goat.
She went downstairs and talked to God about it and said, "Well, she's being a stubborn old goat." And, and said she didn't mean to do that, but she said you overheard it, and, and you actually started eating.
Yes.
Wow.
She called me that stubborn old goat, and I didn't hear nothing else. I just heard those 3 words, and I said, oh, "No, she didn't. How's she gonna call me a stubborn old goat?" When she came back upstairs, she said, "Mom, you have to eat." And I said, "Why don't you go bring me a Jell-O?" And I ate 1 bite. And she was jumping for joy, just dancing. She was so happy from that 1 bite, you know. And so even if that 1 bite, just 1 bite of Jell-O a day, that's better than nothing. Right. And the next day, you know, you try to work and try to do 2 bites, you know, until you're finally able to eat a whole cup of Jell-O. And you may look at that and say, oh, that's nothing. But when you're going through and you're going without food for 3 and 4 and 5 days, that 1 cup of Jell-O means a lot.
Wow.
You know,
was it because your mouth was so sore?
You have sores in your mouth, and you just don't. You're so sick, you don't have an appetite.
You didn't have an appetite.
You do not have an appetite. And so, you know, you don't. Instead of her getting upset and saying, "Mom, that's just 1 cup of Jell-O," it was like she was so happy that okay, we're making progress. Right. And so you have to have someone that is very patient, that is understanding, you know, and to actually go through that thing with you, because it is hard. I'm not going to lie and say it wasn't hard. Oh, it was hard. I cried. I cried a lot of days. I cried a lot of days. But God said he knows every tear that drops from your eye. He knows every moan and groan that you have. And best believe he will kick in there. Right. And he will give you that strength. And
I know sometimes, even with my daughter's mental illness, I just say, Lord, you said you would catch my tears, you know, because sometimes I find myself not being able to sleep and things like this. And you have ministered to me. You don't know that you have ministered to me tonight. And
thank you.
I truly admire you. I mean, you just always have been in my heart. But just to see you with this attitude that you have, an attitude of gratitude, helps me to have that attitude. Sometimes I'm guilty of not having that attitude. And, you know, sometimes we want to say, why me?
Right.
Have you been to that?
Yes.
Have you ever done that? I know I'm not going to even lie. I'd be like, why my daughter? You know, why my daughter have to be a woman with mental illness? And why? And the Lord said, well, why not? You know? Right.
You know, if he went through as much as he did for us, why do we think we don't have to go through anything? Right. You know? And so it's easy. Oh, yes. I mean, in different situations, I mean, this is just one thing that I've been through. But situations and circumstances could make us so bitter, you know, to life. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's it just takes God and having a positive attitude. Why go through life being bitter and lashing out and taking out on everybody else when you know that's just not gonna get you anywhere. Right. You know, it's I
find myself, I can tell when I have really lashed out at somebody. It could be my family member, my husband, or whatever, and God would tell me, "You was wrong for that." Yeah. You know, because I find myself, you know, sometimes, you know, I have had to just really lean on Him during this time, and I know you have leaned on God during this time. So I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your story. Is there anything else you want to say or anything before we start the makeover?
No, I'm just honored. You know, I thank you for, you know, God laying me on your heart to even ask me to do it. You know, I'm one that don't like to talk about it. I'm a very discreet, you know, type person, and you know, it's just not something I like to talk and you know, but I'm noticing that God is taking me through this to help someone else. Right. And so for me to keep my mouth closed and not to say, you know, what He has done for me, you know, it's you know, that's not what He wants. Right. I thank God for being saved, and you know,
Yeah.
Holy Ghost filled, and
Absolutely.
it helps. It helps
Yes.
with so much that you go through. You know, it helps with a lot. So again, I just say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I wish everyone the best of luck. And if you are going through it, definitely learn how to pray, learn how to talk to God.
You can't say that enough, can you?
I cannot. I cannot. Prayer, I'm telling you, prayer is the substance of everything, of all your storms, you know. And best believe he has taken you through something already in your life. You know, you've already been through something. So you already know it's somebody. You know, don't just think it was luck. You know, no. It's not luck. It was God that has helped you through all of that. And you know, and like he said in his word, he'll never leave you nor forsake you.
I know you was talking to me earlier before we even got started about this song that Tasha Cobb got called Gracefully Broken.
Yes.
And I think about this song because I feel like even through this situation with the mental illness of my daughter, I decided to go public with it. Now everybody's not, and I respect everybody because everybody is not public. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that's fighting the storm or fighting the battle that's in silence, but it doesn't mean that they're not fighting the battle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I've learned to respect people. Like if they don't want to talk about it, then you know, respect that about them. But that song right there, it ministers to me because I feel like even in this situation, I'm being gracefully broken, and I'm like, sometimes you just don't know, you know, don't know from day to day, you know, what life is going to hold. But I thank God for the Let the Healing Begin conference. So,
oh yes, I am well, Bill.
Janie, hi, honey. I have to bring that up, but that conference came just in time because my daughter had just tried to commit suicide on that Friday.
Oh wow!
And I didn't even know if I was going to make it that night, and I just knew. I said, let me see about her, but I got to get to this conference.
Yes.
And so I feel so much better, and she's doing better. But that conference,
that's good.
Didn't it
yes,
minister?
That was a life-changing conference. And we had went into a lot of praying and fasting for that conference. And, you know, I thank God for the host, you know, my cousin Janie, you know, her dedication, her press. You know, that means so much. It means so much. And her press will also minister to others about pressing. Right. You know, I mean, we all have to press through. I was there, did not miss a beat of that conference.
I think I got there late that Friday night, and Kim, oh my God, the whole service was just orchestrated. But after, see, I didn't go up for prayer, and I think I kind of was still feeling that. I'm not gonna lie, I got depressed myself. And so I didn't go up for prayer, which I knew I should have, but I didn't go up for prayer. I just didn't want to. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest, there was times during that thing with Mika when, like, 2014, I didn't even want to hear about faith. Have you been there?
you get there. I mean, you're just so overwhelmed.
I remember one day,
everything.
I was at church, Minister Curtis was up talking, and I couldn't even hear him. I just looked out the window. I felt so bad, but I just couldn't even wrap my mind around faith, prayer. You know what I'm saying? I had just got to that point where I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. But of course, you know, God will get you right back up.
Right, you get that snap back.
And you got to snap that back because you got people that's depending on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's hard, and we do go through, and I'm not trying to sound like it's so easy to pray and. You know, but once you get down to your lowest, like that son being gracefully broken, and it's like you have no one else there, you can only call out to him.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I was in that place, that dark place that you're in, and no one can help you. You know, you only have to depend on him and his strength. And
I thank God that we got him.
Oh, honey, where would we be?
Where would we be without him? Girl, I cannot live a day without God. Well, we're going to go ahead because I know that you got children and got to get up in the morning. So we're going to go ahead and go.
Okay.
The towel done got cold. So
again, it's okay. You can use it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the
I'll put cold water on my face.
So we're going to do a little small makeover, and then she's going to have to wash all this off and go.
Right, I thought about that. How come she can do this in the morning?
So what we'll do, we'll cleanse it off before we go. Because I have to go to work in the morning. I have to do this on the side.
What time you got to be at work?
9.
Okay, that's
That
not
will be okay.
real early.
Yeah,
early.
I'll be okay. So this is the cleanser. Girl, it's so cold. I can't stand cold water on my face. Is it too cold?
I wash my face in cold water.
Do you? And your skin look pretty too. I'm doing the botanicals because it doesn't have any perfumes and dyes and different things like that. And I know that, you know, you have to be careful with what you use.
Yes,
too,
I
don't
do.
you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot to say my last treatment would be January the 1st.
Oh my God.
So I will kick the new year off.
Oh my God. Ain't
Yes.
that awesome? Your last treatment going to be January 1st?
January 1st will be my last treatment.
Oh my God. What is this, the chemo treatment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Ain't that a way to bring in the new year?
Look, couldn't ask for nothing better.
Look at how
I'm
God
looking forward to
orchestrated.
2019.
I know. I remember when Mika first got sick, 2015 was it 2015 was a good year? No, 2016 was a good year. 2015 wasn't a good year. I had got so scared for 2017, I didn't even want 2016 again. Because we had such a good year, and I was just afraid of what 2017 would bring. But you're actually looking forward. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't there. I was so scared, you know. And we can I think sometimes it's okay to be real, but also we got to, you know, get back on. Like you said, let Him take care of all that and let Him tell you, you know, I be honest with Him, like, Lord, this is how I'm feeling. And, you know, He always come in and help me and give me the strength. Do that feel good? Okay. So then we're going to put some toner. This is a toner. This helps keep your skin toned. Because a lot of times, don't you have issues like with color, your color changing and things like that?
You know, I thank God that my face doesn't go through as much as the rest of my body goes through.
Your face look awesome.
You know, I thank God for that. Because chemo would definitely, it messes with your skin, and so I got blotches and really dry, you know.
Okay.
But my face don't go through it.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, you look just like your daughters, so they look just like you. I feel like I'm doing one of your daughters. Y'all are such a close-knit family, too. I love you and your daughters. So talented, too.
Yeah, our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. I definitely have to build a relationship with my children. That's just it's so important.
Right.
You know, and I'm raising my 3 grandkids now, and I'm teaching them the same thing that I taught my kids. So, like I said, we never know what life is going to bring us.
I mean, you've already had a story within itself because when I met you, your daughter had passed. Yes. Yeah. And so you already had a story within yourself, and then to go through another story on top of another story, and still have a smile on your face. That ain't nothing but a miracle within itself. Yes. This is a moisturizer.
Okay, that's soft.
I love it. It doesn't have any chemicals on it, so that's really good.
And it smells nice.
It actually has a dragon fruit, and this is I think it's an African extract.
Really?
Yeah, it's a dragon fruit.
Okay.
So it has. You might want to rub that in a little bit more. My hands are a little wet. Hey Rita, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Okay, then we're gonna go in. Are you allergic to any SPF or anything?
I don't know, none that I know of.
Okay. I just want to make sure because some people are. I'm not. I'm going to go in with a foundation primer Just this helps your foundation. Just keep it from creeping and everything.
Okay.
My throat, these
It's that
allergies.
weather.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. Felt good. Hey Rita, how you doing, baby? I love this because it's like it feels like a Vaseline.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Got like a silicone
that's
type
nice.
of.
It's real silky.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what you put on before foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I'll go in with a translucent powder. This just helps you to keep a lot of the it doesn't have a color to it, but it helps keep a lot of the oil. Like a lot of people, do you have a lot of oil skin?
Yes.
Yeah, this helps keep that oil down. I have to use it myself. Normally, I just take a little powder brush and I just pat this on, and it just helps to. It actually helps your makeup stick too. How many grandkids you got?
I got 9 in all.
What?
Mm-hmm.
9? Oh my God.
Yep, I have 9 in all.
Oh wow.
And I'm raising 3 of them.
Yeah.
God is good.
Yeah. It's giving you strength to do it.
Yeah, and when I first got them, I looked at it more as a burden. It was a load.
Mm-hmm.
Just all of a sudden, just unexpectedly. It wasn't like I had time to plan or anything, but I knew I had to have them.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I didn't go through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You'd feel different emotions. And at the same time trying to grieve and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you had just lost your daughter, and then that jumps you into almost like a motherhood again with your granddaughters. Well, now it was 2 granddaughters and
a
one
grandson. Yes, and the baby at the time was 5 months.
Yeah, he was baby. He was real baby. I remember when he first came down.
Yeah, I had to go through the whole process all back over again. So, and it was that was another thing that you have to. And I didn't know God like I know God now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that's what turned me to God.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Mika is what turned me to God.
Really?
When I got pregnant with Mika, because I was in church, but I had left God, and I was wild. I was out there. A lot of people don't believe it, but I was out there. I remember my bishop, Charlie Green Jr., told me. He said, when I finally got back saved, he said, daughter, he said, I don't give up on most people, but I had gave up on you. I did not know you was gonna come back because I was that far out there. I was like, but when I got pregnant with Mika, I knew I didn't want to raise her without God. I knew that God was gonna be the one that I needed, and I started I think I took 3 to 4 days to tell my parents because my dad was a preacher.
Wow.
So I didn't even want to tell nobody that I was pregnant. So when I got pregnant, I was like, and I'm be honest, all the times before I got pregnant, I always had said, if I ever get pregnant, I was gonna have an abortion. That always had been in my mind. Although I knew church, but that was my thing. I was gonna have an abortion. I couldn't even think about it once I got pregnant. But that was how I felt. I did not like kids. I didn't get your holler baby from me. I was 18. I did not like kids. I didn't.
Wow.
I wasn't like your daughter. You remember how she gets around? She really do love kids. I never did love kids.
Wow.
But Mika made me love kids. After I had her, and that what turned me to God. So sometimes situations do turn you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I had no one else to call on. It was like what I was going through, and I was just so broken. I was so broken. And I had so many, other problems that had happened. And I was just going through a lot. It was a lot. And I really didn't understand, Lord, but I still never asked why me. I did used to ask him, why would you take her so young?
How old was she?
She was 24.
24?
Yeah. And so knowing she had, all those babies and And so, but like I said, he does things for a reason.
Right.
And we don't need to, by and by, if you stick with him, he will give you clarity. He will let you know why he's done some things, And so I missed her dearly. But if I hadn't lost her, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Wow.
And I love my life today,
Yeah.
And I wanted my grandkids to have something different. And so I didn't want to raise them up, partying and stuff like that. Yeah, because I was a partier too.
I definitely was.
My kids were, all older, and I didn't have no babies like that.
So you didn't really have to,
No. I went to work and I done what I wanted to do. I would babysit when I wanted to. So
I'm using a CC cream here.
Okay.
It's a color correcting, so it pretty much helps you with correcting your tone. It's lightweight too, so it helps up under your eyes, which is circles.
Yeah, now those I have those.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
Look in the mirror and see how that just help get those, just that little bit up under your eyes.
Oh, yes. I can see the difference.
But I love this. I don't hardly even wear foundation. I wear my mineral powder. We both love our mineral powder. We both love our bronze 1 and bronze 3.
That's from, too, the oil, the shininess.
Yeah.
That's what that powder, I love powder.
It does take that powder away. Yeah, but I like this because it's color correcting. A lot of times when I don't feel like doing all the heavy contouring, this will get the job done. I actually bought this brush at Walmart. It's supposed to help the makeup go on a lot more flawlessly.
I could see where it would.
I saw one of my friends using it, and they always call me a copycat, which I am. But I'm not a copycat that don't give credit. If I'm gonna take your idea, I'll let you. I'll give you this is so and so idea. I won't plagiarize because I don't want to get like when in school you couldn't plagiarize or you would get yourself an F. So I don't try to do that. That is looking so pretty.
That's one thing about my daughter, Caitlin. She has her own style.
Oh yeah,
she does.
She's very unique. But I feel like they all have a gift, but Caitlin has the gift on her. But Caitlin, real. You ain't gonna guess it with Caitlin.
No, not at all.
Caitlin gonna tell you.
Sometimes you have to tell her, Caitlin, no, don't say that.
Caitlin, don't do it.
People ain't gonna know how to receive that.
It ain't worth it, this ceiling.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put just a little bit of concealer up under here. Be like, Miss Celia, don't do it. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, she gonna be something.
Yeah, I know. When your daughter came, I didn't realize she had a baby, and I kept seeing her go get this baby. I said, "Is that your baby?" She said, "Sister Kathy, where you been?" I guess I didn't know you had a baby.
Yeah.
But she kept getting up to go check on it, and I'm looking at Caitlin like, "Wait a minute, this Caitlin, I got her baby. So who baby is this?"
Yeah, everybody got them.
And they all married.
And now, yeah, they sure are. And so it's really it's really a blessing when you see what God has is doing in your life and your kids, and that's the things that you pray for,
right?
For your kids to and they're not living totally the way I would like for them to be living, but they're trying,
right? And you can't fault the try.
Right. Right. And so it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
You don't ever give up. You don't ever stop praying for
That's what
them.
my mom always say. Mama always say, never give up.
Mm-mm. You don't.
I know sometimes I be like, she be like, don't give up, Kat. Because sometimes I be like, I feel like giving up.
Right. I'm thinking my mom never gave up on me.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I did. Even in the midst of makeup, and my mom always say, don't ever give up. I don't care what it look like.
Yeah.
I tell you, she has been a blessing in my life. And I had a good support system too with my sisters. Mm-hmm. I'm highlighting now, so I know it look like you. I
see.
I look like you. You look like you're going to war, but trust the process.
You know what, honey? I've been in war, and you know what? But I've learned too. God don't wanna when He's choosing His soldiers. Mm-hmm. You know, He can't have a weak soul. He got to have a soldier, a warrior. You know, that's willing to go through.
Yeah.
Without complaining. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big one right there, guys.
Willing to take a licking and can keep on ticking. You know, things don't just break them down to where they, you know, they can't live life. They can't do. Mm-hmm. You know, it's.
You're saying something right there, and that's where I'm working on with me, because when I find myself feeling negative, I keep my Bible app, and I use it all the time.
Yes.
What has been some favorite things that you have used to help you? Like, is there a favorite scripture that you used, or is there a favorite song?
I'll say one more thing about this chemo. You know, it makes it hard for you to concentrate. Mm-hmm. You know, so you lose your memory. Mm-hmm. You can read something and forget about it. Forget what you read the next day.
Oh, really?
Or even a couple of hours. Mm-hmm. You know, and so my biggest thing became worship music.
Worship music.
And so I would play my gospels, and I can cry out, and those words, the songs, the words of the songs would minister to me and would help me get through. And I'm not saying that I still don't struggle with some things.
Oh,
now, don't get me wrong.
I know, we all do.
You know, we definitely struggle. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to allow it to stop me. It's not going to break my focus. Right. You know, and when it does, like I said, we got a God that'll do that snap back, you know, and will bring you back.
And He carries you too.
Yes. All the way through it. You. He can carry you when you can't. And you can't walk, he'd be your pole to lean on.
Yeah, absolutely, because I know for a fact that He has carried me. Yes, I do.
Definitely.
Just do some of your eyes. You got these beautiful lashes on, so I don't want to mess them up. I'm just trying to. Sometimes this helps. This helps to. You have some discoloration. It helps. It also helps your shadows go on. You look so pretty.
Now, you've been a makeup artist. I'm going to tell you something that I do. That is pretty.
What do you do?
I outline my lips with black liner.
Black liner?
I've been doing that since I was 15.
Why you do that?
I cannot stop. Even if I wear lip gloss, I have to outline my lips.
With black liner? You bold, girl.
I've always done it.
Wow.
And it's something you've never noticed.
No, I've never noticed it. I've never done it either.
Well, that is what I do. And I thought about that. I said, okay, she's going to do this makeover, and she's not going to want to line my lips.
Well, you can get your black marker out and do it if you want to.
It's just the eyeliner pencil. Why you call it a marker?
I'm so tired me in my words. So sorry. I'm not the English professor.
I cannot. And I know it was, I think it was Oprah or some show. And they said, if you do this, you need to quit. And they had
talking about the black line.
Yes.
And people talk about, some people like to use a black liner on their eyebrows.
Yeah. Now, when I didn't have any eyebrows,
Mm-hmm.
Shanette would try to draw them, and I never liked it. I would rather go with no eyebrows than have someone draw them on.
Really?
I guess if you know what you're doing, that's different. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the way she did it.
Oh, okay.
And so my eyebrows are coming back. They getting a little darker.
They do look like they're coming back. I'm gonna do another little trick, but we're not gonna draw them. We're just gonna use a. Let me see. Is that my shading brush? Just gonna take some espresso. What look we use? Okay, that color look. I'm just kind of just outlining them a little bit. You like that?
I can't tell. Oh, yes, I can now.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little natural brow, so it doesn't look like it's drawn in. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And this is just a mineral eye color, and just following the shape of your brow.
That looks more natural than the pencil.
Since you said that, I'm like, okay. God knows how to tell you something. I listen. It just kind of gives you just a little natural brow. I remember when I did the chemo care package, one of my friends that has cancer now, was, I think she's almost done with her chemo. I think she is done, Chrissy. But she had, when I was given the chemo care package, the Lord told me to put mascara in her bag, and I'm like, that don't even make sense, Lord. I don't even know why I'm doing it, but He speaks to me like that. And so I knew I had to do it because He said to do it. And so when I got there, she was so happy because she had lost her eyelashes. And so we sat there and made her up that day and drew her eyebrows in and her eyelashes. And then I said, okay, God. So I've learned not to argue with Him. And I do the chemo care package every year. And I donate them to Goldsmith. But this is really a ministry of mine because I pray over those. I don't just give them to them. I mean, it's just not like when I get them, I pray over them. I try to put a scripture in there. Sometimes I take 2 days before I even get done with it because I'm so emotional.
Right.
And I pray over them, put whatever the packets are together, and I pray over them, put a scripture in there. And I had the first year I did it, I had a lady write me back and said that she had just found out that she was in remission the day she got her care basket. So it's a ministry, I try to use my Mary Kay business not just for profit, but I use it as for a ministry. And our Mary Kay Foundation, Mary Kay has a Mary Kay Foundation that they use it, and we research for cancer and domestic violence. By the way, this is a month for breast cancer awareness and domestic violence. Okay. They both together simultaneously, so we do both. Like we donate both to both each year, out throughout the year. But you know, that's just something I like to do because you know that's just something God gave me. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going for a gold look tonight. She wants a gold look. So let me see what we got here. Do some gold colors. I'm just that we're gonna, you know, I'm not gonna hold you too long because I do realize that you have family and everything. I just appreciate you letting me come in and do this.
Yes,
and plus share your story. It's a great.
Thank you. And my hair is
and look at that. You look good with look. We could just stop right there, Keesha. Look at you, girl.
It is. And you know, I've never wore all this makeup.
Really?
And so
do it feel caked on though?
Mm-mm.
That's why
I
love CC cream because CC cream it just does not feel caked on to me. Just doesn't. And I like the natural feel.
Mm-hmm.
I like being bold sometimes though.
Yeah.
Especially my lips. I love my pink lips.
I wear a lot of pink.
A
lot of pink
I
lipstick.
had a customer there. We was talking because I was delivering her products to her, and I said she had a new lip. I said, "You look pretty in that new lip." She thought, "Oh, I need my red lipstick." Because I was delivering her red lipstick. She like, "Girl," she didn't even want to hear me. She like, "Oh, please, I just need my red lipstick." It was so funny though, and I was like, "Well, you look so good with your." And I told her, I said, "Girl, I can't do a neutral lip either. Every time I do a neutral lip, I always try to put a pink on it. I don't know why. I just like pink.
I
love lime green too, though.
Really? See, I don't know about getting that bold.
Well, I love the color lime green, but since I've been in Mary Kay, you got a lot of pink.
Yeah, I got like 4 different shades of pink.
If you don't love pink in Mary Kay, it just grows. That color just kind of grows on you.
You know, I haven't been into pink like this until.
Is it the movement?
Mm-hmm. It really. Well, actually, when I was first diagnosed, I noticed everything I would get would be pink.
Patting it on because when you pat the color on, it just helps build it. So I like to tell. I don't know. I kind of like. I'm like a teacher, a teacher, and I know y'all been hearing me talk about these 5 looks. I'm promise I'm gonna get these 5 looks done so I can get my makeup artist certificate. I got OCD and then I have ADD, so I have to start like 10 projects.
Wow.
I do, and I'm like, I gotta get better than this because I'll get so gung ho on one project, and I'll be like, then I'll think about something else, and I'll be like, I gotta go do this, and then I'll be like, I gotta go do this.
Oh.
Oh my God! And I tried to take medicine, girl. It'll take my sister to tell you about that story. Girl, I got on this medicine. It was supposed to help me with my ADD. That stuff made me. I felt like running. I really felt like Forrest Gump.
It gave you a lot of energy.
I just felt like running. I started jogging because I just wanted to run. And I didn't have no thoughts. Like, you can go off on me and I just look at you. Because I didn't have no thoughts. I really couldn't think to go off on you.
Wow.
But it made me get really goofy and I started doing videos in the dark and stuff. My sister said, "Girl, get off that mess." And said, "Get off that mess in a hurry."
Oh,
girl, I was doing, and Mika was scared. She was like, "Mom, are you fixing to die?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Mom, you scared me." Because I don't know, it just had me where I just wanted to run. I didn't have no thoughts, and I just like to do stuff, I guess it was taking me, I don't know what it was doing, but I had to get off of it. I did it for about 2 months. I tried to take this medication because I was going to try to get myself organized, you know. Didn't quite work that well. You like that?
Mm-hmm. That's real soft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't really think we should do much more than that because I know you.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So we're going to put a little blush on, and then we're going to put, you got your black liner?
Yeah.
You want to line your lips?
I sure will.
Okay, you line your lips, and we're going to work on your cheeks. And then we're going to be done, you all. Thanks so much for joining us. This has been really a blessing to hear her story. And if you're out there and you're going through right now, just know that we're praying for you. That we're lifting you up in prayer. You're gonna have to show me this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I can put it on without. I've been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need a mirror.
Wow. They don't look too bad though.
That's what I do.
I kind of like that. I might could do that. I could probably do that. They don't look too bad, girl. I didn't know what to expect. I'm like,
thought it was gonna be real dark and bold.
But that looks really pretty. It looks almost brownish with your lips.
And with the lipstick that I wear, it just, I don't know, just gives it a little boldness.
Since we're going with an opulent gold look, I think I'm gonna do your cheeks with a little opulent golden copper. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because it kind of goes with your color.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm colorblind too. Wait a minute, let me make sure I got the right one.
Yeah, that's the one you
Okay,
used.
I'm colorblind too. You didn't know that, did you?
Mm-mm. That's gonna be hard. Don't tell nobody. And you want to be a makeup artist?
Girl, it's fine. I know how to mix colors though.
Oh.
You got the color. Thanks, Envy, for the color wheel. Yeah, I know how to mix them. It's just my pinks and my reds. My pinks and my reds, my purples and my grays.
That's pretty.
That is so cute. Now, what color we want for lips?
We want can do pink.
I thought you was going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a powerful pink. Let me see. Is that a powerful pink? This is a powerful pink. This is one of my favorites. Let me make sure. I have an eye disease too.
Yeah, no, I gotta have glasses on. I don't see how you can look at that and see the name. I have an eye
disease, and God has really blessed me in this business because I look back on it, I'm like, I probably wouldn't even be able to do this, but God has just really blessed me. Even with the eye disease, I've had it for 17 years. Well, probably 18 now. I was 30. No, 17. Yeah, 30. I was 30 when I got it. It's called keratoconus. Mm-hmm. That is pretty with that black. I'm going to have to try that. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Want a little bit more?
No, that's enough. That's about what I had on today.
Really?
Yeah.
You want a pink, I got a pink lip gloss. You want any gloss on it? Thank you. Thank you. You be blessed too, sweet pea. I use applicators because I believe in sanitation, so I always use applicators.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. You want to do it?
You see me getting ready to
Yeah, I saw you about to took that out of my hands. I already looked. I want to do, they got a thing called, I think it's St. Jude has got some type of glam, a glam with St. Jude glam or something that I'm going to try to get in touch with them because I saw it on YouTube where they have that. And you have, speaking of YouTube, don't you have a story on YouTube?
I sure do with MU University in Columbia.
Okay, so how do we find it? Do we find it under
You
Keesha?
go on YouTube, Faces of Breast Cancer.
Faces of Breast Cancer.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is going to conclude our
You like it?
Yeah, how you like it?
I think it's nice. It's very beautiful.
It's pretty.
It is. It is. Especially when you don't wear a lot of makeup and when you get made up like this. You just... She should have done this during the day so I can be out and about. But now I gotta go wash it off.
We're gonna have to do it on a Saturday next time. I'm so sorry. I was just trying to get it in. I was like, because we thought about doing it last week, but I'm like, no, Keesha, you gotta be right. I didn't want nothing stopping us from the Let the Healing Begins conference.
And there was so much going on. So, but today was a good day, and I mean, it's better late than never. It looks good, so now I know I can call you up and just have you to do me a real quick makeup. Yeah, I do these, absolutely. Well, thank you all for watching, and we're gonna end. And remember, like I always say, God first, family second, career third. Put all three of those things in perspective, and everything's still fall in place. Thank you, Keesha, for being my special guest for our breast cancer awareness and for sharing your story. And we know that God is just going to show out. It's the best is yet to come. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You all have a wonderful night. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.